Well, you said tomorrow, which, and didn't we hear a rumor that there was going to be one of the elven bards in town?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. You think that they're going to gather up and lynch him in the street?
That's the vibe I'm getting.
What is Ganalak's take on the situation?
I agree with McDohl.
So do we allow... I mean, clearly we can't allow it to happen. What's Ganalak's alignment? Do we even know? He's chaotic greedy?
Pretty much chaotic greedy, yeah.
Okay.
Towards the evil side, I would guess.
Well then.
The dwarves are just extremely oblivious to any sort of evil that Ganalak commits. That's the only way to play
basically.
this.
Yeah.
I don't know,
just-
man. You're a vengeance paladin.
That's true.
They can be okay with some evil sometimes.
But remember, detect evil doesn't really function at all.
Yeah, no, it doesn't detect any evil. So what do you...
Actually, vengeance paladins lose their powers if they don't commit evil acts that are required to take out targets.
I mean, I didn't go into the specifics of what Midge's oath actually was. I didn't think it would be pertinent in a one-shot, but...
Oh yeah, give us a little bit of information about Midge's oath.
Now he's got to think about it.
Just one thing is probably enough.
The oath is to unflinchingly mete out justice with a sober mind. So, from Midge's perspective, the ability to partake in drink is something to be done after the justice is taken care of. So now that she's in
So
town...
with sober mind, you literally mean
with a
sober mind.
sober mind.
Okay.
That is the conflict in Midge, because she comes from a brewing family and is always in her cups, but when it's now that she has information on this potential lynch mob and this ambush at the river and figuring out the guilty party and bringing them to justice means that she cannot partake until that is done.
Okay.
That's the oath.
That sounds like a pretty good oath. So, it's pretty late again tonight. Unless you guys have something particular you want to do tonight, we can
I guess my question
throw it on the shade.
For the guys is, what is their plan for tomorrow? Do we want to make contact with this elf and then do what?
We have to see what he has to say, kind of play it by ear from there.
Yeah.
I don't have any particular inclination to give Paramon a heads up about this army that's been marshaling, but only because I feel like the Tall Flagons are more predisposed towards the Aurum.
Yeah.
Well, you had a cousin that got killed.
Yeah, right? And it sounds like they're doing productive things in the area by gathering up all this fancy wood and trying to construct trade routes. And the fact that they're being blocked by the cowardly Lord of Stormy Root and these upstart elves out in the woods, it's tragic is what it is.
Alright, so, in that case, you guys have another dream.
Oh boy. Okay.
Just those two, or am I included in this one?
No, just the first two.
Okay.
And you see the girl from the previous dream. She's sitting on a large bed in an incredibly opulent room with a happy dog wagging its tail beside her.
What kind of dog?
But the door opens. It's a, let's
an
say,
Edgar.
German Shepherd.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
It's an Edgar. That's
an
way
Edgar.
funnier. It's Edgar.
It's not that funny.
It's very
sad.
funny.
And the elf from before enters into the room. His jewelry jangles as he throws his arm wide. Dearest Chrissa, I've missed you. He strides to the side of the bed and strokes her cheek, seeing the tears on her face. No, my love, dry your eyes and smile. When you smile, you're even more beautiful than your sister was. He moves to kiss her, but she seizes his wrist. His eyes flash, and he throws his full weight against her, slamming her wrist against the headboard. No, don't touch me, Aldrich. I'll kill you. Edgar barks and leaps at him. And the elf buckles as his jaws tear into his leg. Eyes watering and short of breath, he staggers to his feet and draws his rapier. He thrusts viciously, and Edgar wails and perishes.
Well,
The
now,
dream ends suddenly.
Edgar gets an AC bonus because he's so tiny.
It's fine. He was grappling him,
Right.
so he was right there. The dream ends suddenly, and you awake to the wailing of the wind.
My wife's going to be so mad at you.
You killed Edgar.
To be fair, you guys killed Edgar by putting him into a DVD game.
Yeah, he's got a point.
And you guys wake up.
Confer with Ganalak that he had the same dream.
Yeah, when I wake up, I'll come over next door.
Why am I not involved in this?
Because you're too obsessed with thoughts of your god. You only dream of Morden.
Well, that is true.
Hammers.
I'll chuckle a little bit at that.
What did you dream of?
Morden and hammers.
Man, your sister knows you so well.
I know. It's really sad.
Then yeah, we're going to go out this morning and try to find the Sangalian Bard.
Okay, and you can't find hide nor tail of him until around noon when he wanders into the bar, strumming his lute. The atmosphere in the bar gets frostier as he enters, but he doesn't seem to notice.
Oh, good. He's one of those oblivious bards.
I'll look at
Let me just go to fantasynamegenerator.com.
generators.
Yeah, generators.com. Oh, there's no bard name, so I have to go with elf names. Oh, well, the first one's perfect. Alright. And, after a while, he starts singing songs. Elvish love songs, mostly.
Roll my eyes a little bit at that.
I instruct Ganalak to try to get the bard alone somewhere so we can have words with him outside of the public eye. And I actually need to take 2 minutes to refresh my drink while Ganalak does that. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Maybe you can chat up.
I will go walk up to this elf and try to strike up a conversation.
Alright. He says, please, sir, don't interrupt me while I'm singing. The people deserve to hear my songs.
God.
But I just need a moment of your time. And I gesture towards her.
And he looks down his nose at you and he says, what is it?
Please, it'll just take a moment, and I'll open up my pouch and flash gold at him.
He looks offended at the sight of the pouch. Let me check it.
Okay, I quickly put it away and apologize and say, please, though, it'll just be a moment.
He says, my songs and my services are for the good of all, man. They cannot be bought with your gold.
I grumble, I go back and sit down for a moment while I think. I tell my companions, looks like I blew that one.
Bye.
The elf starts up a song about glorious battle between elves and half-orcs. slaying their orcish foes.
I wondered if my background might cause problems.
So you
Oh, looks like Plan A didn't work.
you offended this bard, eh?
I did. He was not interested in talking to begin with, and I thought maybe some monetary enticement would help, but that just screwed things up.
Well, sister, what's plan B?
I instruct Ganlak to go back and inform our friend the bard that there are elements in town that wish him harm. And that for a small price, we would be interested in protecting him. But if he turns us down, there's no guarantee he leaves town alive tonight.
Okay. So I go over to the bard, and I look at him, and I look around me, try to be furtive, try to look lucrative to him. And I say, look, I shouldn't be telling you this, but there's something that's going to happen tonight. If you want, my friends and I, we can help you.
I think there's something happening tonight. What do you mean?
Your life might be in danger.
Make me a persuasion check. That's unfortunate. Roll big. That'll just do it.
Hooray!
Awesome, yeah.
I've started, came up with this idea of doing things, because generally when you roll, like, persuasion or insight or stuff like that, it's really hard to give information if they don't roll high, because it's just like, oh, well, you don't know anything, but that could just as easily mean, like, yeah, they're lying to you or they're not lying to you, because it's generally easy to tell that from, like, a high roll. So what doing here is, like, if you try to persuade someone of something, or they'll roll their insight against your persuasion, and if they roll a really good number, then they'll generally be able to tell that you're on the up and up. But if they roll shitty and then you roll shitty on your persuasion, you're going to get information that's bad.
Nice.
So they'll say, fine, a couple minutes, but the people need me. This can't take long.
Okay, and I lead him out the door and around. Is there an alley or a road that we can be semi-private?
I mean, there's the road itself. There's not too many people outside, because it's rather cold. There's small flurries down.
Okay.
Basically, anywhere you go will be pretty private.
Okay, and I gesture to the dwarves on my way out.
I'll stand up and go with them.
Yep.
And when I get out there, I gesture to my boss.
So is he wearing crimson colors himself?
He is. And in addition, you notice that his instrument is made of cherry wood.
I don't notice that. All wood is the same.
Yeah. Now, if he had a stone lute, then we would know about that.
If it was mahogany, maybe we could talk.
He doesn't play rock and roll,
No.
so no stone lute.
Is there a way we can, like, block him in?
I mean, he's a scrawny elf who's carrying loot and no visible weapons.
Okay.
You can block him in pretty easily.
So, I'm gonna lay it out for him, the truth as far as we know it, and in the most intimidating manner that I can. I want to try to give this guy the impression that he doesn't have a choice but to rely on the three of us to see him alive through the night. I tell him,
How are you attempting to be intimidating?
by painting a situation that looks extremely dire for him. And I'm going to do that by it probably wasn't you personally, but your kind, the Sangalian
Your
elves,
affiliation.
have made some very powerful enemies in Stormy Root, and there is word that harm will come to you just for wearing the colors.
Make me a charisma intimidation check.
It's gonna be 20. Oh no, 22. Because I have that trained.
He goes up. What should I do then? I can't just leave. The people need to hear my songs. It's all that brightens up their day.
That's more true than you know, because from what we can gather, the consortium won't allow you to leave. You can start by sharing information with the three of us. The more we know, the more we'll be able to help you.
What do I know?
Ask questions about the battle at the bridge. Why are the Sangelian elves so opposed to a trade route being built through their territory?
All right, 1 second. He says he overheard some of the actual elder members of family talking. From what he's saying, he sounds like he's a minor offshoot branch. He's not actually all that important in the Sangelians.
Mm-hmm.
But from what he heard people saying, is that they don't think that any good could possibly come. They have everything they need from the land itself, and the only thing that could possibly come of a trade route going through could be detriments to them. They think that the forests are going to be completely destroyed, because what human has ever respected the forests?
And what is his take on the issue? Does he stand with his brethren and holding those kind of hardline opinions?
He says that he personally doesn't really think much of it. He's glad that there's a town here because it gives him someone to share his gifts with. And that his family isn't as, let's say, respectful of his talents as he thinks that they should be.
Okay.
But at the same time, he's been over to the logging camps on this side of the river,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them are just completely devastated.
Completely what?
Devastated.
By the cold or by the elves?
Both.
Both. So now the elves are kind of encroaching in on their territory then.
No, the elves aren't really holding the territory. He just went over there himself because he wanted to get some more perspective on the issue.
Okay.
And he saw it. There's no guards on those lands, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, he can go basically wherever he wants. It's not a secret what's going on here.
So, I ask him, point blank, very official-like, if he had anything to do with the attack at the bridge or the murder of my cousin.
And
tell him to answer truthfully.
Make me an intimidation check at advantage, because you've already pretty well intimidated this guy.
I have a very big axe.
Thought you had a hammer.
Actually, I think I've got a hammer, not an axe. I'd have to check. 16.
And he says no, he wasn't involved in the attack itself, but he did assist in giving medical aid to the elves that were hurt during the attack. And he seemed very frightened that he's telling you this. Like, he's worried that you're going to take it out on him.
Well, I reassure him that that's not my intention at all. I believe him that he didn't have anything to do with the attack. And that I see that he has a good heart for bringing aid to his wounded companions. Our interest at this stage is to try to speak with somebody in the Sangelians, to try to get their side of the story. But we're kind of apprehensive that moving through their lands will be seen as an act of hostility. If lumberjacks working in the territory is seen as hostile, surely a pair of dwarves and their half-orc pet come tromping through will not be looked upon kindly.
He says that he could get you through if you wanted to head back with him.
And if that's the case, then we can see him safely through the night here in Stormy Root.
Yeah.
Alright, just then, you guys hear a commotion outside the gates. Sounds like a large group of people have moved in and are heading into the town.
Is there only the one gate in and out of town?
No, there's a front gate and a back gate following the road here.
Okay. Are we able
They're
to
at the front gate.
Are we able to head towards the back gate?
I would recommend it if you don't want to come in contact with the people at the front gate.
Well, looks like our night won't be spent here in town.
Yeah, we're going to try to get... Oh, did we get his name?
No, I didn't give it to you. His name is Foxfire. Foxfire the Bard.
All right, so Google Chrome the Google Chrome the Bard. Okay, good.
It was the first name on the list, and I was just like, well, that's it. That's the one.
Then yeah, our goal now is
Alright,
to get
and-
Foxfire out safely.
Yeah.
How are you planning on moving him through the town?
I figure he'll stand in the center of the three of us. We'll make our way there, and if anybody stands in our way, we'll declare him to be innocent of any charges that the Orm are laying at his feet, and that we will defend his innocence with our lives if it comes to it. Basically, I'll dare anybody to make a move. Bring it. I got 36 hit points and 20 points to lay on hands. Let's go.
First, make me a strength intimidation check.
Alright, what is my strength? Oh, I got really, really high strength.
Yeah.
So that's
fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
21.
nobody's going to be moving in on you. And you guys get some dirty looks as you head outside of the town, including one from the lumberjack that you met the other day, but no one moves to stop you.
Okay. Well, I guess now the consortium is Paramon's problem. That he has an army in their town.
And you make your way towards the keep.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
The fastest way there is probably going to be shadowing the lumberjack's trail.
Okay.
You probably don't want to be walking into exactly on it, considering who uses the trail. But the ground around it is pretty well broken into, and by following it, you can get to the river
Okay.
with the shambles of a bridge next to it.
I guess we'll defer to Foxfire as far as what's the safest route to the Sangalians.
Sounds good.
He leads you further along the river to a natural ford, roughly around here.
Okay.
And from there, it's not too much work. About 7 miles further into the forest. It takes you maybe an hour.
Okay.
As you approach the walls, though, freezing rain begins to fall from the sky.
Awesome. Freezing rain in mid-September.
Yep.
Seems
It's a
legit.
mess.
Says the man from Florida.
What are the Sangalians' opinions about the uncharacteristic winter?
He says it's doing great harm to the plants nearby. Make me a insight check.
$20.
He's holding something back.
Press him about the possible source of it. Where's the unnatural winter coming from? Are the Sangalians involved?
He says he doesn't think that they're involved, but he's worried that there might be a curse from the gods down on the family. Because not long after the fight near the river, maybe a week or so after, he felt waves of cold coming from the castle itself, and the surrounding land began to be encroached with a terrible blizzard.
So it sounds like the Sangalians are getting the worst of it then.
Yeah, one night it was fine. The next morning he woke up, the entire castle was rimed in frost, and there was a horrible storm.
Okay.
He thinks that it's a curse from the gods, possibly related to the attack on the river.
Well, I don't have much of an opinion about elven gods.
That's
So-
okay.
Nor
He
do
doesn't
I.
have much of an opinion on dwarf gods.
What is this little just pile of doo-doo over here that's labeled with number 6?
Okay, so there are a number of bonus locations included on the map that I removed because they were literally completely meaningless to the adventure. I have no idea what they're intended to be.
Oh,
They're just
okay.
in this PDF. That's labeled as the Spruce King.
The Spruce King?
Yeah, the Spruce King. I have no idea.
I don't want
So-
any dealings with the Spruce King.
Yeah, no,
you
no Spruce Kings
probably
for
don't
us.
want to deal with the Spruce King. That's what I was asking about yesterday. I was just like, I have no idea. Probably the other terrible one is the Barrow of the Wailing Head.
What do you mean terrible?
That sounds
Probably
great.
don't want to go there.
That sounds awesome.
I wonder if this module, because this module was written by the guys at EN World as part of their Patreon series, but I wonder if it is meant to sit inside of an existing setting, like if it's meant to go with a Forgotten Realm setting or something.
I have to assume that they just included the most bullshit names they could think of and thought, well, maybe if they get interested and start exploring,
Yeah.
the person running this module can do something with the Barrow of the Wailing Head.
I mean, it's
Well-
a good thing to have that stuff in there, because if you're not running this as a one shot, you're putting it into your campaign, then you have some more stuff to build with.
Yeah.
Oh, so you say you're talking about bullshit? Like, I'm surprised that they didn't consult Eldov for all this.
Well, where do you think they
Eldon
got the
wants
head?
nothing to do with the Barrow of the Wailing Head, although he has had a number of good drinks with the Spruce King.
And see, it's funny, he can, because he's got his dimensional traveling frickin' dancing hut.
The Spruce King is actually the horrible tree monster that was inside Baba Yaga's dancing hut.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, yeah,
He
that makes
re-
sense.
He recovered the Spruce Kingdom.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you head towards the keep,
Yes.
and upon getting there, it's very clearly the same keep that you've been seeing in your dreams.
Okay.
It's a largest keep. It's got about 25-foot high walls, choked with creepers and vines. There's a 70-foot tall tower on each corner, with
Creepers
a
and
single front
vines.
entrance.
After the keep comes into view, but before we actually meet any of the elves, I want to ask Foxfire about Krissa.
And he says, Krissa, I feel like I've heard that name before, but I'm not sure when I would have. It sounds like a human name.
Do any humans live at the keep?
This is not that he knows of. And he doesn't see why any would. Sometimes they visit some from time to time, like a merchant.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was one of those.
You know, you get those visits more often if you would allow the consortium to build a trade route.
He says they get as many visits as they need and frequently don't need anything from the merchants at all.
Okay. Now that the tables have kind of turned, now it's going to be Foxfire's job to make sure that none of the elves gank us in their territory.
Yeah.
Okay, and upon entering into the front gate, you're met with a group of 6 elves. 4 of which are in front of the gate, and 2 of which you can just see shadowed figures behind arrow slits in the wall. And you hear a voice, "That's far enough."
Stop moving.
Stone face.
Foxfire, you've attracted some visitors. What's going on here? And Foxfire calls out that he bears warnings from these two of a terrible threat, and that you guys were able to get him out of the town safely. And the guy calls out, "Foxfire, you imbecile! If you hadn't head out to the human town every 5 minutes, you would have already heard. We know all about the threat coming to our way of life. Those huge dwarves behind you are probably in on it."
Oh,
And you hear like you see a squint in his eyes. He goes, "Is that a half-orc with you?"
I start giggling.
Foxfire is getting paler and paler as this conversation goes on. He feels like he's fucked up here. Goes, "Surely, if you listen to them, are any of you
How many
intruding
arrows are trained on us right now?
None that you can see."
How many arrow slits are there in the area?
6.
So, at
But you
least
only
6,
see people
probably
behind
more.
2 of them.
Okay.
Well, make me a perception check.
Okay, perception check. This will be hilarious. Actually, not going to +2 to that, so. Whee! There goes the die.
You see people behind 2 of them, and you're not even sure you see those.
Yeah.
Honestly, the place is a little shadowy.
I step forward and I say, as of now, the 3 of us are impartial observers in this conflict. We've heard the Orem Consortium's side of this tale, and we've come to hear yours. If we're to be met with hostility, then we have no choice but to take their side. I'm sure that's not what you want.
Make me a persuasion check.
They're elves. You can't persuade elves of friggin' anything.
Yeah, I don't know. That 17
It's not
might
bad.
do it.
I get a +2 bonus. Okay, yeah, 19.
What's funny is that I have the +4 bonus, so.
Alright. And he seems a little more at ease. And he says, "What need have we of your judgment? We know the right and the wrong of the matter, and this is our land."
So I didn't come to pass judgment. I came to find out the truth of what happened at the Battle of that Bridge.
He says, "The truth is that those humans encroached on our land, refused our warnings to stay on their own side of the river, and were justly held accountable for it."
And what about the lumberjack camps on the other side of the river that have been devastated by your kind?
Since those lumberjacks devastated the land themselves, we had nothing to do with it. Their constant logging that did it. That's what we're afraid of if they move over onto our side of the river.
And so the solution is to bring bloodshed.
And he puts his hand on his sword and he says, "When bloodshed is needed, we're not afraid to give it. We won't let anyone take our land."
Is there anybody in this keep with a cooler head than yours?
Yeah, I was just about to say, we could sit down, have a pint, talk about this, get calm, maybe?
And he says, "I'm Aldrich Sangelian, and I assure you, I am the coolest head in this castle."
Is he wearing sunglasses?
No, he's not.
He might be the coolest head in the castle, but I've got to lean on a whaling head in a barrow somewhere around here.
Now that you're getting a better look at him and talking to him,
Yeah.
I want you both to make me a perception check at disadvantage, because you're dwarves, and all elves look alike to you.
I've got Aldrich listed as Creepmaster Elf in my notes.
In that case, you don't even need it.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, he's the guy that you've been seeing in those visions. This is the elf.
Well, I did get a I haven't got the dream, so this roll is probably moot. But I did get a 19 on that disadvantage roll.
Oh, well, I mean, we described him to you, and you know his name. We haven't
Yeah.
keeping you in the dark.
Okay.
What did Ganalak? Did Ganalak roll?
You and Ganalak already. You
Okay,
got
gotcha,
it. You know
gotcha.
this is the elf.
Yeah.
So, I point out that he's claiming that the lumberjacks are, his claim is the lumberjacks are devastating the land, but it was not the lumberjacks' actions that brought upon this, curse of unnatural winter.
Make me a perception or persuasion check. This time at disadvantage.
Can't persuade friggin' elves of anything.
Can I aid with that?
How are you doing?
Let's see how. Basically, point out the logic of it. I mean, how do you correlate the idea of lumberjack chopping down a few trees to crazy storms and doom and gloom? Like that doesn't add up.
All right. Well, that's not gonna assist this check.
Damn. Okay.
And he says the weather will clear up soon enough, I'm sure. There's moreover, it's no business of yours. And now I'm thinking it's your time to leave.
I reach back and just put a hand on my weapon. And I tell him that's where he's wrong. It is our business, because it so happens that this winter is bringing devastation to humans throughout the valley who are neither affiliated with the elves nor with Stormy Root, nor with the consortium. If this winter is your doing, you're bringing devastation to lands far beyond your own borders. You are guilty of that which you have accused the consortium.
And he says, "That's enough. Guards, take these men." And the door is up, and a number of guards head outside.
Well, what kind of numbers of guards?
Probably, I'm gonna say 30.
30.
Wow. Wow.
They were, for some reason, ready right near inside the gate.
Nodal's sounding really choppy. I can't really understand him that well.
I think
Yeah, I'm
it's
having a little bit of difficulty too.
the mumble connection is a little wavery. We'll just work through it.
So you guys gonna fight these 30 guards?
What?
I'll look to the sister.
I got their
for you.
stats right here. I'll roll up.
I'll look to sister. You sure you want to do this? I don't know.
I ask if he has any more guards than those 30. Where are his armies marshaled?
Oh. I think I just lost Brick.
I'm still here.
I
You
heard,
broke up.
are there any more guards than those 30s?
Yeah, I ask if does he have more than those 30 men? Where are his armies marshaled?
He is in no mood to be answering your questions. And right about now, the guards are starting to, are right in front of you. Basically, if you want to either flee or fight, now is your chance. Otherwise, you guys are going to get taken in.
Because we bring word from Stormy Root that the consortium is modeling massive force.
And he cuts you off halfway through that. He goes, "We know all about the Force. It will be dealt with."
Where's Foxfire at right now?
Foxfire is creeping his way inside the castle.
Can I grab him?
He does not want to be in front of it. Oh no, he's gone.
He's gone.
Well, why don't you make me a D100?
Okay.
Tell me high or low. It's just gonna be a 1 in 2 chance whether you can grab this guy. Because I like your thinking.
I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah.
Alright, so my pink one is going to be 10s, and Always roll high.
Three.
He is gone.
He's gone.
You can't even see him anymore. He must be way sneakier than he's seen on the way over here. Then again, he's about as coward as he seemed on the way over here.
Yeah.
What a jerk. Begin slowly backing away. I mean, I see the writing on the wall here.
Making step with sister.
But as I go, I tell him to give my regards to Carissa.
And he flinches. He says, "What do you know about Carissa?"
I mean, he's given us no choice to retreat. Now suddenly he wants to talk? Or is this a parlay?
Are you slowing down?
Yeah, I'm slowing down a little bit. I'm asking, are we having a parlay now, or is there still hostility? Are you open to diplomacy?
The guards come over to you, and you are all non-conscious.
Wow. I got 31 hips. How much sleep spell you got there?
Okay, I rolled 3 dice and got 16, 16, 17. I'm willing to roll all 30 dice.
Okay.
I don't think that's necessary.
Nappy time. Got it. Okay.
And you come to. You are freezing. You are thrown off into the side. You are laying on a bed of straw, which honestly is pretty kind for a prisoner.
Guessing all of our equipment's gone.
Oh, absolutely. Although, like, you still have your armor, it's just your weapons that have been removed. And it almost seems as you think to yourselves, those elves probably just didn't want to undress you.
The only weapon I need is my burning thirst for vengeance.
Brickroad is a revenger of vengeance.
So
with the half-orc, probably just assumed that he wasn't a spellcaster, because whoever heard a half-orc spellcaster?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Make any sense at all?
Yeah, no, I'm looking to see if Sacred Flame takes any components.
All right. Well, while you hear it off, you notice that the castle elf is much quieter than you think it should be, because judging by the light outside, or what light there is, considering the storm, it's not yet nightfall.
So we're being kept in a cell?
You are being kept at the base of a tower. There's a staircase going up along the outside wall of the inside wall, rather, of the tower. But both the door that it leads to and the door out into the keep itself are locked.
There any like arrow slits or anything that I could side with, or?
Yes, there is a couple of arrow slits on opposite sides of the tower.
What are the doors made of?
They are made of wood with iron banding. They look relatively sturdy.
Yeah, but I got an 18 strength, so I'm feeling pretty confident. So the question is, do we want to go up in the tower or out into the yard? What are thoughts?
Out in the yard is probably likely to get us shot up. Going up the tower and outside onto the battlements is probably also likely to get us shot.
So you're saying there's not
Maybe
much chance that we don't get shot? Wiz 10?
Mm-hmm.
Both options look equally likely as far as the getting shot.
12.
You don't think that the door leads to the yard. From what you saw outside of the castle, it probably leads to a hallway inside the castle.
Let's investigate the area first and find out if we can access anything else from the base of this tower.
And searching around, you find some storage supplies, some wheat, things of that nature.
Is there anything
There's a... Go ahead.
I can break to make a weapon? Is there a chair leg I can snap off?
I mean, there's some barrels.
Oh, that'll
You
work.
could probably bust a plank off of them.
Do that.
It's not going to be very good, but...
Doesn't need to be very good. I got an 18 strength. Yeah, let's break up a barrel and each of us take a length of wood. Hopefully it's not mahogany, the very worst wood.
I still have my packed
And-
weapon, right? Because
I
I
need
can
to
summon
borrow
it.
these percentile dice for a second.
Perceptile dice.
Yeah, your packed weapon can't be disarmed from you unless Nodal is feeling very, very uncharitable.
Let's say... High... Well, neither of these outs are really good for you. Let's say high is most good for you. Okay. You can have your dice back. New rolled. And no, there's not really much else.
Okay.
All that's there is the tower.
So we have stairs that go up higher into the tower, and the door looks to go into one of the outer walls of the keep.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Let's start going up the tower.
Judging by the once she points that out, judging by the positioning of the doors and relative to each other, where does the upper door lead?
What do you mean?
Would that lead up onto the battlements or somewhere
It leads
else?
up into the tower.
Okay. Be further up into the tower?
Mm-hmm. The tower. You're
Okay.
still inside of it.
Let's go up first.
Alright.
Okay, well, the door's locked.
Nah, not for long, it's not, because I'm going to throw my shoulder into it.
Get out of her way.
What kind of roll do you want?
I want strength. Just straight strength.
That's what I'm good at. Not today. Not feeling it today.
You bust your shoulder up pretty good on that door. It's probably the sturdiest thing that you've ever had the misfortune to crash into.
Well, as I'm rubbing my
Mark
shoulder...
yourself about 5 damage.
Ow. Okay then.
Tell Horath that I softened it up for him.
You're the stronger of us two, mister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I softened it up for you.
Okay. Here we go. I'm not gonna roll that one die. That was that's a bad idea. So I'm gonna roll this one. Smash. 15. No, 14. No, 15.
You crash into the door again. You haven't taken really any damage. Yeah, this thing is pretty sturdy.
Well, at the very
gonna-
least, we've alerted them that we're
Janelak,
awake.
what are you up to at the moment?
I'm gonna give it a try as well. I'm gonna try to crash into it. 23.
And you blow clean through that door. You're not really sure what these dwarves are talking about. Like that, it's like it was pretty sturdy, but you've crashed through stronger doors than this.
The mighty half-orc wins again.
Cough.
That's why we pay him. Sometimes.
Yeah.
And you find yourself in another floor of the tower. This one looks like it was used as a kind of indoor garden. You see some plants tend to thrive in the darkness, like mushrooms and such. Tidy rows along the outside of the garden itself.
So
There's a large window on the wall that during the day might allow some light to fall on the inside of the chamber.
But night's already fallen.
Well, you look outside. You don't think night has fallen, but it's really dark. The storm is completely going insane out there.
These elves are just bad news, just all around. Does the tower continue,
There's
or have we reached the top floor?
There's a floor, a door going up, and the door you came in.
Okay, is that door locked?
All right.
No.
I tell Granilak to take point, because he's got a weapon.
And looking at the lock of the door that you just came through, it looks like it was hastily installed not too long ago.
I mean, it's broken now, though, because Granilak had an argument with it and won.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and climb
He was
up.
very persuasive.
I'll go ahead and climb up to the next door and open it up.
Okay, and it's a, it looks like a barracks. Like, there's some cots along the walls. There's a door leading upwards, and there's also a door leading outside. To your best
Okay.
guess, it's on top of the wall.
Look
Are there
for-
chests or anything with bunks?
How hard do you search?
I just want to look underneath the bunks, see if there's anything there.
And there's a few foot chests.
I'm going to
I'll try to open 'em.
search for a weapon. Yeah. This is a barracks. We might luck
Right.
into a cudgel or something.
You find... Well, first roll me an investigation. And then we'll see what kind of dice I'm rolling here.
Hooah!
Number
8! Woo! Big 8. Well, the thing about an 8, though, is it's just a sideways infinity symbol.
Yeah. So he got everything. Got everything on the planet inside this room.
You find a dagger with a polishing rag on top of it. The dagger itself looks a little rust-worn. It looks like it was cleaned before it was left here.
Okay, well, it's better than part of a barrel. So I will take the dagger.
Alright, I'm assuming you're heading upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, head on up.
Alright, well, but outside of this door, it's locked, by the way. And underneath, there is a large rime of frost on the ground, covering the first step up onto the landing, as well as the entire landing itself.
Granilak, what is your packed weapon?
I have a great axe.
Oh, so you could be just chopping these doors down.
Yeah, in retrospect.
Well, as I'm rubbing my wounded shoulder.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to take my axe to this partially frozen door.
Alright, anything you're attacking in particular, or just the door?
I'm gonna try to attack around where the latch is to try to open it up.
Alright, make me a roll.
Uh, 9.
No good. You crash into a piece of the ice that's frosting the door. You chip off a bunch, but the door itself seems unharmed. You hear a voice call from the inside. It says, "Who's there? Aldrich, I swear I will not let you touch me again."
Oh, we're not Aldrich. We are Aldrich's prisoners.
Prisoners?
Whisper to
I'm the only
Horath.
prisoner in this tower.
Yeah, what's up?
She says, I'm the only prisoner in this tower?
Mhm.
I'm going to continue to converse, but I want to whisper to Horath without her overhearing. So come down a couple stairs, then whisper to him. Ask if
What's up?
you have Sacred Flame, don't you?
Yeah.
To see if you can
Melt
weaken
the
the ice to give Granilak another chance at the door.
Okay then. Ice. Save again. Save dexterity, or take 1d8 damage.
Alright, roll to attack again, this time with advantage.
Well, I mean, it's not a 2-hit.
I'm
It's
talking
a,
to Ganalak here.
Oh, okay.
You've definitely weakened this ice.
Okay, I got a 19 this time.
Alright, and the door comes crashing open. And no sooner have you come open up the door than you see a dagger come flying out towards you.
Whoa!
Okay, I'll attempt to dodge it.
It misses you though.
Okay.
I'll go pick it up so I have 2 daggers.
Alright, once you enter, you see the human that you saw in your dreams standing next to the window, looking as if she's about to leap off.
Oh, hold on there, girl. Hold on there, lady.
Who are you, one of Aldrich's thugs? I swear I won't let you bring me to him.
Most certainly not.
Who are you then? Don't come any closer or I swear I'll jump.
My name is Harath. This is my sister. God, I can't. What is your name again, Brickroad? I forget.
Midge.
This is my sister Midge.
That's why you should take notes.
Yeah, I know. I should.
It would help.
I took notes. Come on. I never take notes.
My sister Midge. Our brother was supposedly killed by these elves, and we're trying to find out why.
And she steps down off the edge. She
Our
says, "Your
cousin.
brother, your
Our
cousin.
I'm
Who
sorry.
was he?"
He was a guard for the consortium.
What was his name's? And say quickly. I won't listen to you make things up.
You really should have taken notes.
I should have. I'm
His name
sorry.
Psst, his name's Bangburn.
Bangburn. That's his name.
Although you can be forgiven for not writing it down because Nodal specifically said it would never come up again.
That's true, and it's really funny that it came up again.
His name's
Oh
Bangburn.
man. Okay, so she says, "Oh, Bangburn. He ate dinner with me and my father a few times, and my sister. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't hurt you, did I?"
Only our pride.
Well, what are you? Are you here to rescue me?
Oh, we're here
Did
just
my-
for
Did
information.
my mother send you?
No. Like I said, we're here for information, and it just happened that we happen to be imprisoned in the same tower you are.
Do you know the way out?
Not
Hurry,
yet.
hurry! I will not stay here a moment longer.
So is there like a dead dog that's just run through in the corner of the room?
No, but there is a nasty bloodstain. Looks
Oh.
like it's been cleaned up.
Rip Edgar.
But you know how hard it is to get blood out of these floors.
So I tell her that we presume that you are Krissa.
Yes. How do you know who I am if my mother didn't send you?
A little bird told us.
Why is he holding you prisoner here?
And he says, and she looks to you and she speaks with him. He thinks I'm someone I'm not, or someone who could ever possibly love him. I don't know how he fooled my sister,
Where's your sister now?
but he's a madman. Dead thanks to the likes of him. Him and his band of elven murderers killed him and my father. It took me prisoner.
Well, fear not, for the hammer of justice will be brought down upon them. As
First
soon
we have
as
to
I find my hammer.
of justice. First, we have to find the hammer of justice. Are you from Stormy Root?
Because yes, we live just inside. My father used to work for the consortium. Just about now, you guys hear, well, make me a perception check.
Perception. Yum.
I would say passive perception normally, but I don't have any of your sheets because I didn't bother to go look them all up.
That's just a 9 for me, which is actually worse than my passive perception.
I rolled 14.
13.
Alright, in that case, you guys hear footsteps from the stairs below.
I turn and face that direction.
And she goes, "What is it?" And then she hears the footsteps themselves. She goes, "Aldrich, I swear I will not leave here with him again." And she heads back towards the window.
Tell her that won't be necessary, because if that's Aldrich, that we have some unfinished business with him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, take up a stance at the foot of the stairs on the second landing in the room with the plants. So anybody that's going up the stairs would have to go through me.
Alright, well, actually, when you start to head downstairs, you see Aldrich standing on the landing below, and he yells out, "Krissa, you madman! I don't know what those guards were thinking storing you in here. What have you done with her?"
I'll tell you what we're going to do with her. We're going to take her back to her family at the consortium. And we're going to see that you pay for your crimes. And I hold my found dagger menacingly at him.
The rest of his guards come up behind him, and Aldrich looks directly towards you, Midge. And he says, "So, you wish to duel for the girl then, is it? Fine. I'll challenge you to a duel to the death in order to settle who gets the girl. If I win, the rest of you leave and never come back.
And if we win?
Well then, I won't have any problem with you taking the girl, will I? And my men will leave you to go."
I'm down. I ask him if he's going to return my weapon. I don't need it to take the likes of you. But I'm asking to give you a chance to be an honorable man for once.
Make me a persuasion check. At disadvantage, because you just insulted him for no reason.
For no reason!
Well, let's be real. Let's be real. You had a very good reason,
There's
but to
absolute-
him it was for no reason.
But he's a goddamn elf. Yeah, we got it.
Right.
I didn't persuade him in nothing. Nothing at all.
And he looks at me and says, "You battered your way through my tower without a weapon. I don't see why you could need one now."
Perhaps you could build a better tower if you had access to materials that came along on the consortium trade route.
You are not going to let that go, are you?
No.
And he draws his rapier, because of course he has a rapier, and attacks.
I mean, he is kind of a rapey character, so it makes sense that he has a rapier, right? Anybody?
So let's all of you roll initiative, and the reason for all of you to roll initiative is you guys need to let me know if you're planning on doing anything to affect this duel.
I act on 13.
Oh, guys, remember when I said at the outset that I have an initiative penalty? I love it. It's delightful.
I act on 19.
Like brother, like sister, like brother. I also act 13.
13?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna have you go second, because you're not actually in this duel. And let me roll for him. Well, that's unfortunate. What's his initiative bonus? Alright.